Right. Hope everyone's doing good, having a good day. I wanted to hop on here. I've been super busy. We got a lot of manufacturing stuff going on, and we are about to start making a lot more videos on here. We got sponsored by a couple companies, so we owe them videos, and we want to share what we're doing here with the rest of the world. And YouTube's a great place for that. But we have to talk about European diplomacy, and we have to talk about the nonsense that went on with the Polish speaker, towards America, towards our president. So the first thing that you have to understand is that I think that the problem is that a lot of people in Europe right now, keep trying to compare America to Nazi Germany. That's dumb. I live in America, and I am German. It's nothing like that. Okay. If you're in Europe, you're not here, and you have no idea. I'm here, and I can tell you. There's a lot of stuff that's going on, but what you see in the news is heavily sensationalized, so that it captures the emotional and all the other, I don't know, heart ripping stuff that happens. Okay, like in our country, and they broadcast that because they want your attention. They want you to feel a certain way because that's what racks up the views. That's what gets everybody all riled up. Now, here's the problem. The Polish speaker decided that he was going to compare America to Nazi Germany, and talk about us and Russia, and how Europe has to be protected because the superpowers are dividing the world into spheres of influence. And I just think that that was so disgraceful. I personally felt offended by his words. I'm pro NATO. I'm pro Europe. I love our relationship with Europe. Of course, President Trump has said some things about NATO that he needs to come and correct the narrative about. Yes, I do. Your new profile picture is awesome. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. But like a lot of Europe, when we decided that we are going to go to war with, or when we are going to invade Iraq and then, do the 9/11 response in Afghanistan, they all sent troops, and a bunch of their troops did die, man. So, they sacrificed. I mean, their warriors fought right by our warriors. They bled by ours. They died like ours. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that your dad's getting deported. Um, hey, how's it going? How's it going? So in terms of that, yeah, man, President Trump needs to be very clear that we acknowledge and appreciate and recognize the sacrifice that Europe has made for America. Now, on the other hand, though, um, you know, dude, when we look at the Ukraine war, uh, okay, yeah, Dre Shepherd, nice, man. Heck yeah. Hope you have a great birthday. Appreciate the comment. Hey, what's up, man? Zinka Zinke KAK. Anyways, um, like there's just there's a certain way that allies are supposed to act on the international stage. And so the Polish not the Polish prime minister, the Polish speaker came out and, made this speech comparing, yeah, I don't have, hey, from Kurdistan, what's up? What's up, Deriza? Man, Kurdistan. The Polish prime minister basically tried to compare America to Russia. Man, thanks. I appreciate you. I appreciate that so much. I appreciate all of you who are watching and commenting. Good night. Sleep tight. But the Polish prime minister tried to compare America to Nazi Germany, and said that us and Russia are going to split the world up into spheres of influence. And the thing about it is that The thing about no, the thing about it is that that's not true, and that's offensive because taxpayers have funded the Polish military for years at this point, like billions of dollars. So that's like a little offensive. I live in Louisiana, man, but I'm German. So our ambassador, he made a comment like, "Hey, we're not talking to that guy anymore," and the whole world's freaking out. And here's the thing, dude, the Polish speaker just came out against America, and against President Trump for what? He was right to call him out about, the sacrifice that Polish troops have made. Uh, hey, what's up, Dylan Trashmint? Appreciate the comments, guys. But the Polish speaker was right to call out our president about the sacrifice that Polish troops have made. Yeah, man, that's offensive. And, there's a lot of kids who don't have dads, a lot of wives who don't have husbands, and so I think that that was okay. But dude, don't try to come at us about, hey, good night. Yep, I see you. Don't try to come at us about, like compare us to Nazi Germany. That's just offensive, man. Like we've been nothing but great stewards of Europe, you know, support like taxpayers. So that part is problematic to me. So Ambassador Rose did the exact right thing because you don't talk like that. And the Polish speaker, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I do. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for your comment. But you know, L Juice. Yeah. What's up? I appreciate all you guys' comments. But nonetheless, our ambassador was right to, come out swinging. And, you don't talk about allies like that, okay? Like nobody cares whether you support the Nobel Peace Prize for, our president or not. According to everybody, it's a non-government body who decides who gets it anyways. So, that's important to say. So, and I think what a lot of people don't understand, if you hear all the news about ICE, man, dude, they're like in the super big cities and they're going after immigrants who have overstayed, who haven't followed our laws. If you guys had somebody, a guest over at your house, and they overstayed, they stayed longer than they were supposed to, and they were just eating your food and all that, like, dude, you would want them gone too. That's really what's happening. There's been some mess ups and mistakes as well, for sure. I'm not even gonna say that there hasn't been, but America is not doom and gloom. I mean, we live pretty good here each and every day. So that's what I want to say about American diplomacy and the state of America. Oh, I'm just talking about stuff that's happening in domestic America. Because if you look at the news, you would think that we're some lockdown country, but the reality of the situation is that everything on the news is sensationalized. And they just want clicks and they just want everybody to feel very emotional about stuff. I'm not saying America is perfect right now. We do have a lot of flaws, but goodbye. But I think more often than not, we're still doing a lot of good in the world, man. But let's talk about American manufacturing. So, you know what we have to do to help save America? We have to, number one, start making machines that make stuff. That's what we're doing. We're making a 3D metal printer, okay? We're making, hey, what's up, man? Nice. India. India's an awesome place, man. You guys are coming up, man. You are. It's good, man. The entire world, especially India, definitely deserves to like come up. I mean, A lot of people try to hate on India, but as far as I'm concerned, you guys are doing, all the right things, except for when try to scam elderly Americans. I don't like that. It's like India and Nigeria. Dude, I'm your fan too, man. I appreciate your comments and appreciate you listening. Um, and so we have to make machines that make stuff here in America. And, that's what we're doing. So we're making a 3D metal printer. We're making probably a 3D casting printer. Okay. And we're definitely going to make a desktop CNC machine that does steel, not aluminum, steel. Thanks, man. I appreciate you. So that's what we're doing. And, I think that, and then like we're also making all the tools so that everybody in rural America can start manufacturing stuff again, because there's a lot of people who have no idea about manufacturing in America. I live in rural America where there's 50 million of us who are like sort of left behind, and so what we're doing is we're trying to help change that, right? And we're trying to get manufacturing back into America for certain industries. I mean, if you read the news or if you read Acts or whatever, you hear people, oh, we need to make socks. Dude, we don't need to make socks in America. We don't need to make a toaster in America. Yeah, there's cool novelty and niches, but like, you're not making a toaster for cheaper than the $10 that the Chinese have figured it out. You're just not. Not in America. And with the use of robots and automation, we're just going to keep, that manufacturing is just going to keep going up and up. So, that's sort of what our focus has been. We're also making stuff right now, but we're going to focus heavily on the machinery. And, we want to get our machines into the hands of everybody else. So we're going to front load the different machines and all the different, work fixtures so that you can buy basically like a kit from us and you can just start making stuff. I think that's important. Bamboo Labs, and we do a lot of 3D printing stuff too. So if you guys don't know, like Bamboo Labs completely changed the 3D printer game. Because it used to be you would have to like do all this crazy leveling and all this very tedious work to do any sort of 3D printing. Bamboo Labs automated all of it and made it much easier. And it's a great design. There's a lot to be, said about that, and it really is a good thing. So that's the route we're going. I'm trying to think. I need like 100 mil. If I had 100 mil, then things would be a lot better, because I want to make a lot of stuff happen, because we're also going to be making batteries and motors. Just small scale cottage shop stuff. So nonetheless, I just wanted to hop on here and do a quick live, talk to you guys. If you guys could subscribe and like, I really appreciate it. We're going to be doing a lot more videos where we're going to be showing off our machines. I'm going to show you the different supplies that we use, and it's very made in America oriented. What's up, man? Bro, my name's Rudolph. What's up, Prasad? Rudolph, man. Or EV Trapper. So we're going to be showing off our machines. We're going to be showing off all of our projects that we're doing, and we're going to be sharing that with all of you. We do open source some stuff. So if that's up your wheelhouse, stay tuned. And, again, I'm doing this with almost 5 kids, so you got to bear with me. I'm getting better. But anyways, that's it. You guys have a good night. Make something cool, man. And if you guys need anything, feel free to reach out. I appreciate all the comments, all the views, all the everything. Okay. So have a great night, man. Later.